Hey there guys, so a quick update. I might have run into just a little bit of a snag. Seems like, and somebody commented on my video from yesterday, somebody made a comment about this. It's a good question. They said, why didn't you just wait at this point to get a 2022 model? Well, the reason I didn't do that is because steel prices are going sky high, lumber prices, heck, the price of everything is going crazy. You know, you had the government shutdowns because of the pandemic, and then this computer chip shortage, which is affecting the automotive industry, and prices of everything are going up crazily anyway. So it's almost guaranteed that the 2022 model Jeeps are going to see pretty big price increases. Now, if you've been following Wrangler and Gladiator for the last 2 or 3 years, you know that Jeep loves to jack the prices up anyway. Any excuse they can come up with to crank the prices up on options and things, they go for it. So with everything that's going on in the world right now, it's almost guaranteed that there's going to be some pretty big price increases for 2022. Probably, I'm guessing, the biggest price increases that we've seen. So I was hoping to get a 2021 right here at the end of the window to get one. So I could get the existing pricing. That's the main reason I did that. However, it seems like that there's a little bit of a hang up here, because what I'm noticing is, and I've been working with a few different dealerships, they've tried to do build orders for me on the computer system there at the dealership, and a lot of them have run into the same issue, which is that when they go to build the Jeep that I want, the system won't let them do it. It seems like a lot of combinations and options and packages are being locked out of the system, which is sort of a sign that Jeep is starting to transition over to the next model year. So they're closing things down and moving over to the next model year. And that means that it's possible my order could be delayed, maybe even significantly. Some of the guys on the Gladiator forum today are talking about the possibility that build orders could be delayed a couple of months. If that happens, I guess my order would be a 2022 model, because they don't make, you know, once they start switching over, they don't keep making that model year for months. You know, once they switch over, I guess all the build orders that are in the system, when they get built, would be the next model year, if that makes any sense. I know I'm not very good at explaining this, but basically if my order gets put on hold, then it may end up not being a 2021. It might end up being a 2022 model, even though I tried to order a 21 model. So that brings up a lot of questions. You know, if that happens, then what about the pricing that we agreed upon? Will I still get that same pricing as a 21 model? There's a lot that, you know, it's kind of in limbo right now. I don't really know a lot. You know, I'm reaching out to the dealership trying to get more information, so I'll let you know if I get more info, but right now it looks like I could have run into a little bit of a snag. The other thing that I wanted to mention is the tire review. I told you guys the new tires that I got, the Yokohama Geolandar MTs, the G003s. We're going to do a long-term tire review on those. Well, since I decided to do this deal and swap the Ram out for the Jeep, I thought it would be really stupid to put those tires on the Ram right now, knowing that a month or 2 months down the road I'm going to have to take them back off. So that's still going to happen. We're still going to run those Yokohamas, do a long-term review on them. I can't wait. I think they're going to be awesome, but it is going to be a little bit delayed because I have to wait and see how this Gladiator thing is going to shake out. Now, the Overland package that I ordered, it's got 18-inch wheels on it, which means I can slap these tires on there and just go, you know, whenever that truck ends up getting delivered, if it does. So anyway, FYI on that. It's still happening, but it's going to be a little slower than planned, unfortunately. So since that video yesterday dropped, I've had a few people who have reached out and have said that they actually subscribed to the channel for the Ram, specifically because of this right here, the new Gen 3 EcoDiesel engine. And I just want to tell you I appreciate that. Don't worry, there's going to be an EcoDiesel in this driveway for a long time to come, whether it's this truck or the Jeep. This same engine is going to be in the driveway, so there's going to continue to be some cool stuff coming and some good information coming about this engine. So stick with me, don't leave. You'd be surprised how similar the Jeep and the Ram are. You know, the same engine is in both, same transmission. The rear suspension is very similar. In fact, there's a couple of parts that are shared in the rear suspension between the two trucks. So, you know, hang in there with me, and I think you'll still find some of this stuff useful. Somebody asked about this TNS Speed Shop intake pipe that I've been running on the diesel for a while. I mean, it's still doing really well. Only thing I will say is that you have to make sure that you keep your clamps tight. You can see the worm drive or worm gear drive clamps that they send you with it. Those work fine, but you do need to crank them down pretty good, and periodically it doesn't hurt to check them just to make sure that they're still tight, because you can run into an issue where you're seeing some leaks. You know, there's some oil blow by, as everybody knows, that will get inside of your intake tube. You know, and if you don't have those tight, then you can have air leaks, you can have oil blow by dripping out onto your engine. So just keep them tight. But yeah, I haven't had any issues with the pipe. I like it because I think that it kind of opens up the sound a little bit. I mean, it doesn't make the truck loud by any means, but you can hear the turbo a little bit better, which I think is kind of cool. It's you know, it's just one of those things that functionally I can't prove that it does anything, but I just like hearing the turbo, you know. So I do kind of like that pipe. And like I said, you know, the air box on these from the factory, you can see I took off this section down here that connects from the air box down to the grill. I took that off. So all of this air is just getting sucked in right here now. I mean, it's basically functioning just like one of those really expensive cold air intake kits would. And with this straight through pipe here, I don't see how this setup could flow any worse than one of those really expensive kits. So for half the price, you can do this and then remove that snorkel down there and get the same effect as a cold air intake kit. I still think it's a pretty good bargain. As far as the leak goes that I had, that was the only issue that I've had with this truck in the over 16,000 miles that I've put on it so far. Was that timing cover leak. So far it has not returned. I haven't seen any additional leaks at all. I've been crawling under the truck and checking it periodically, and so far it is bone dry, which is good, obviously. And I have worked the truck pretty hard. You know, we've done some pretty heavy towing with it, and so forth and so on. So no more additional issues to report with the EcoDiesel. It's been a good engine so far. Now, one thing that I've noticed just within the past week, and I'm not even going to call it a problem because I haven't identified what it is yet, but somewhere over here on the passenger side, there is a metallic rattling noise that happens mostly first thing in the morning when I start the truck cold. There's like a rattle over here, and I don't know if it's one of these heat shields down here. I need to crawl under and investigate. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's like a rattling, vibrating noise coming from over here somewhere. And I'm hoping that, like I said, it's something simple and, you know, and it's not some kind of an internal EGR or DPF issue or something, but it hasn't caused a problem yet. It's just kind of annoying. But yeah, other than that, it's been great. And honestly, this engine being such a good engine is what sort of gave me confidence to order the same engine again in the Gladiator. You know, I feel like that the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 gas engine is probably one of the better engines that Jeep has ever had. It's got good horsepower, decent fuel economy, it's simple, it's dependable. It's a really good engine. So I know that I could count on that one. Obviously the diesel torque is really sweet, but if it's not dependable, it doesn't matter. And I feel like that, you know, obviously 16,000 miles is not a lot of miles, but I feel like that it's been enough mileage to at least ascertain that this could be a dependable engine for a long time to come. So no problems. I like it. We'll see how it goes in the future. So a couple of things that I already know I'm going to miss about the Ram if I do go to the Jeep Gladiator is that the Jeep has an even smaller tank. On these Rams, you can get a 33-gallon tank, or the standard tank is 26 gallons, which is what this truck has. And I've always wished that I had gotten the 33-gallon tank, but the Jeep is only like 18.5 gallons, so it's even less. which means that your range is even less. The miles per gallon would be exactly the same as this truck. So money-wise, you're not spending any extra money. It's just that your range is less because the tank is smaller, so you have to stop for fuel more often. So that's going to be unfortunate. And then the other thing is just that really sweet interior console. I'll show you again. You know, these Ram trucks, man, they're awesome here in the interior. So you can see I've got a bunch of junk down in here, but this sliding cup holder that reveals this really huge cavernous area to store things. Obviously, you're not going to have that in the Jeep Gladiator. It's a much smaller interior, and there's just not any space for something like that. Plus, you've got all of this back here, so all the cup holders and everything up here. So this console right here, I'm going to miss. That has been really handy, but that's just one of those trade-offs. You know, when you go to a smaller vehicle, you know, you lose the ability to have things like that. But other than that, I don't think I'll really miss the truck a whole lot. It's been an excellent truck. The interior is beautiful and functional. I love this truck. It's a great truck. It's just not a Jeep. It's just not as fun as a Jeep. And driving a larger, more cumbersome vehicle like this is not as fun as driving a mid-sized truck. So I can make do with this. I'll have to find somewhere to put my little charging pad. Ordered that little charging pad off of Amazon, I think it was, for like $9 or something. So when I stick my cell phone down in there, it automatically charges. That was a cheap way to go about it because the factory option was a couple $100. I'll have to find somewhere to put that in the Gladiator. But, you know, other than that, I'll be okay. I'll get readjusted to the Gladiator real quick. I'll tell you what, the first time you take the top off on a beautiful spring day, you won't worry about interior consoles missing. There's just something about the Jeep, taking the doors off, taking the top off, cruising down to Lowe's with the convertible top completely gone and loading up the bed with materials. There's just something about it. So it's gonna be awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to update you on that. I'll try to find out some more and I'll let you know. Maybe some of you guys have ordered Jeeps or are getting ready to order Jeeps, and this could be useful to you. So if I found out any more about what's going on with this order system, I'll be sure to let you know. But for now, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later.